everybody. How are you doing today? Grade 7. So, story today is called A Crush by Cynthia Ryland. So, go to your literature book and open page 374, okay? So, let's dig quickly through our story today. So, first of all, let's have a background about the author. Her name is Cynthia Ryland, and she's the author of A Crush. She was born on June 6, 1954 in Hopewell, West Virginia. Ryland, so she's American. Ryland is an American author and librarian. She is mostly known for her short stories, but has also written two novels, one called Missing May and other A Fine White Dust. So, alongside this reading activity, please guys, read carefully and slowly the story so you can understand, because I'm just trying to give you the necessary elements, but the work has to be done by you, okay? So grab your books and don't be lazy to read. Now, these are other works from Cynthia Ryland, okay? So she wrote a couple of short stories. First of all, 1986, Night in the Country. Also in 1986, The Relative Came. 1987, Birthday Present. Again, 1987, Children of Christmas Stories for the Season. 1988, All I See, and many, many, many more. Okay. Now let's see the summary of our story. A Crush by Cynthia Ryland is about a woman named Dolores who works at the hardware store. She was considered more of a man than a woman because she had this accent of a wolf tattoo, which nobody had at the time. There is also a handicapped man named Ernie, who lives in an assisted living home. He has a crush on Dolores, so he always leaves her flowers. He plants the flowers by himself ever since Jack taught him what to do with the seeds. Before he knew Jack, he would take care of his box of seeds because they were so precious to him after his mother died. When Ernie and Jack go eat at the restaurant every morning, the Big Boy restaurant, at 4 o'clock in the morning, Ernie is always watching every move that Dolores makes. Jack, who is just sitting there, never says anything. He just watches Ernie after they're done eating. Ernie would always leave flowers for Dolores, but Dolores would never know who put the flowers there. The story ends without her ever finding out. So far we know that this story is about a love story between two people that are very, very different, okay? Now, let's see the major event in the story. One of the first major events in A Crush is when Ernie's mother dies. The book doesn't say much in detail, but the neighbors found her in the driveway laying beside the mailbox. Okay, you will find that in the story. The second major event is another major event in The Crush is when Ernie and his mother received the seeds from the woman wearing a brown suit. The seeds were flowers that arrived at the wrong house, but for Ernie and his mother to keep. The third major event is when Ernie decides to plant his seeds and let them grow so that he can pick them and give them to Dolores every day without her knowing at 7 a.m. when the hardware store where she worked opened. Okay? So now more or less you have an idea of what you're going to find in the story, okay? So in the literary elements, I found two more interesting literary elements. They are very, very interesting. I'm going to read an example in the book. She knew the store like a mother knows her baby. So what kind of literary element we have here is a simile, okay? Because it's using to compare the store to a baby. So what is a simile? A simile is a figure of speech that directly compares two things, okay? Similes differ from metaphors by highlighting the similarities between the two things that must use like and has, okay? While metaphor create an implicit comparison, okay? And the second one we have, second figure of speech we have is an allegory. I'm going to read you an example first. Love is such a mystery, and when it strikes the heart of one as mysterious as any himself, it can hardly be spoken of. So this sentence is an allegory because it symbolizes love as a mystery. Okay. So again, an allegory is a literary device. It's a narrative, whether in prose or verse. Okay, in which a character, place, or event is used to deliver a broader message about real-world issues and occurrences. Okay. Now let's review again the summary that I just read 2 minutes ago. So you can read quickly here. Okay. And now please guys, go to your book. Okay. Open page 374. Read the story and try to do the exercises alongside. Please. The key point in literature is to read the story. You cannot do the story or understand it without reading it. So please read it. Okay. And if you have any question, I will join in this video a PDF so you can practice some. Okay. And if you have any question, just let me know in the Google Classroom. Thank you very much for your attention and goodbye.